We don't have long to talk about Pure Games, so I want to talk about three things. We'll talk about who we are, our business model, and why we do what we do. Established in 2009, Pure Game is a character development and leadership program for at-risk children. We operate in elementary, middle, and high school, and we also operate in access schools, special education schools, and even in juvenile hall. In the last 14 months, we've grown from 6 paid programs to 28 different schools. We've grown from a team of 4 to 4 full-time and 4 part-time. And we've actually grown our board with the help of the Annenberg Foundation to actually put some good practices in place. We're looking to create a junior board, which actually brings the business leaders from the junior age to actually help us join into the programs that we work with. From a senior board, we're looking to actually create mentors that will help us to grow our business. So what does growing our business mean? Growing our business means we want to get from 28 to 50 schools in the next year. We actually want to build a platform where we can take it from not only Orange County, but nationally and internationally. And we actually have some people from South Africa coming out in 2 weeks' time. As far as the organisation goes, then Tony's going to talk a little more around it, but we generate funds in 3 different ways. We generate our funds through donations and grants, we generate our funds through paid programs, through schools, but we also created a new social enterprise. That social enterprise takes the lessons that we learn on the field and actually applies it to the big kids in the office. People will learn things such as respect, responsibility, they'll learn trust, they learn communication, all of this through the game of soccer, through sport. Tony.
Thank you. So I'm going to talk about what we do on the field. We're actually a sports-based youth development program, but I want you to refigure the fact of sports-based. We don't use or do sport per se. We don't do coaching, teaching, no skills and drills, no leagues, no teams. Instead, we focus on the power of positivity and encouragement to build the child's confidence and self-esteem. We want kids to think differently about who they are so they can see the world differently and therefore react in the world in a way that actually realizes their full potential. Like Andy said, we do it through schools and communities. So communities is our center of operation. And it's in the community that we see our best results. We want to see kids come through the program and actually work for us. And one of those kids comes from Santa Ana. I've known him now for 7 years. He joined in on the program. He started to volunteer with us. He then started to work with us. He comes from one of the roughest areas of Santa Ana, but now he's a little Pied Piper within his own community. He walks down to the park and kids follow him. He turns up at the field and kids admire him. And he's a role model for the kids that he serves. And so I'd like to introduce Octavio, who's now one of our senior mentors and works with quite a few kids. Come on up, Octavio.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Octavio. I joined Pure Game about 6 years ago. Before that, I did 10 years of just going nowhere. I dropped out of high school when I was 14 years old. I didn't see a future in school, so I said, why bother going to school if everybody in my circle points out that it's gonna end up just like everybody else. So I left school. My parents came here. They weren't doing really good for a family of 6. So I decided to leave school. For 10 years, I was working, cutting grass, washing dishes, washing clothes for a living, until I met Pure Game. Pure Game, I was 24. I was the biggest kid out there running around. Everybody else was 10 years old. It was funny, but after that, I loved what Tony was talking to the kids about, to us, the message, and I started to volunteer. And 2 months after that, I got hired as a full-time field champion. And right now I'm working at 3 elementary schools, 4 middle schools, and over 250 students a week. Pure Game has given me the confidence and the courage to stand here and talk about my journeys, my obstacles and challenges that I have faced in my life. So I'm really excited and happy to see some of the challenges ahead in the future. So thank you, everybody.
So we just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to be here and present the Pure Game program and what we do, and we're looking forward to catching up with everyone in the networking event. Thank you very much.